Happy Sunday, y'all, and welcome back to Simply Carolyn. Today, I'm just getting in from church, and I'm going to show you how I make my delicious banana pudding. So I'm going to go on in, get changed, and I'll be back with you. And again, thank you for tuning in to Simply Carolyn. Hey, y'all, I'm back, and I'm getting ready to show you how I make my banana pudding. So stay tuned. Okay, so what you will need, you're going to need some bananas. And you're going to need some milk along with some cookies. I brought 2 bags because I'm making a pretty big dish, and I've already layered my pan with one bag of these, and I got a little bit left over, and these are going to be for garnishment. And also you're going to need some instant pudding. Most people use the vanilla flavor, but today I'm trying something a little bit different. The last time I made one, I did the pistachio pudding. So today I'm using the pistachio and the cheesecake, and I'm going to mix those two together. And also I'm going to be adding in some vanilla extract. So stay tuned. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut up all of my bananas. So I'm going to go off camera and cut those up, and then I'll be back. But before I do that, I just want to show you my pan. I've layered a pan with my cookies, and what I did was I put one layer in, and then I just staggered some on the top. You don't have to put that much in it, but me personally, I like the cookies more than the pudding and the banana. So I'm just going to do that to give it just an extra layer. So I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, so I'm back. I peeled my bananas and I got them in this bowl. So what I'm going to do, I want to show you, you just slice them as thick or as thin as you want them. The amount of bananas that you buy is going to depend on the size pan that you use to make it in. So you're just going to have to kind of judge your way through that. You put as much or as few as you want. If you don't like bananas, you can also do this with pineapples. That makes a good dish as well. And I've even seen people make the pineapple pudding with graham cracker cookies. And that'll also make a good base for your pudding. You just spread them out. Once you get them sliced up, spread them out, and then you'll be ready to mix up your custard to go in your pudding. The reason I didn't mix my custard first is because it'll get thick. While as long as it sits, it'll start getting thick. So I didn't want it to get thick on me before I was ready to pour it over my pudding, over my cookies and my bananas. So you can buy the instant pudding, or you can buy the pudding that you cook. I choose to go the easy way because I'm trying to complete dinner for my family. So I'm using the instant one because it'll be easier and quicker for me to do. But there's nothing wrong with using the cooked one. I personally don't like a cooked pudding in the oven, but I've seen people do it. And y'all, I just want to let you know, just about anything that you want to make, you can go out on YouTube, and I can assure you there's a video for it. And you probably find no 2 people that do it the same. So even if I show you how I do something, make it your own by adding what you like or omitting what you don't like. A lot of people will say, well, I can't cook or I can't bake. Everybody has the capacity to bake or cook or make anything they want. It just takes a willingness to learn. You have to do some research or ask a friend. Sometimes your friends may have ways of cooking that you don't, that you may not do. There's no such thing as a good cook or a bad cook. Everybody's a good cook. You just have to adjust your pots and your bowls and your dishes to your liking. And don't be afraid to season your food. Especially when you're making, hot dishes that you cook on the stove. Put your seasonings in it, because you can throw anything together, but without seasonings, it ain't gonna have no taste. And I don't know about you, but when I make something, I take pride in what I cook or fix. I want it to look good, and I want it to taste good. And it can become expensive, but if you learn how to shop, you can make anything you want. A lot of the ingredients that you may need to cook things or to make things, you can get it right out of the Dollar Tree, the Dollar General, or the dollar store. So you can, like I said, you can make anything you want. So see how I'm just layering these? And like I said, I staggered a double stack of these cookies. But you don't have to do that. I just did it because it's just something that I want to do. Okay, I got 2 more bananas to cut up. And then I'll be ready to start on my pudding. And most times, y'all, when I'm making something, I don't measure. Once you start cooking, and believe me, I'm not a chef. I go by trial and error. If I make something one time and I don't like the way it come out, then I'll do it somewhere different. Or most times I'll Google the ingredients, or either I'll go on YouTube and see how somebody else has made it. And I'm telling you, that can help you a lot when you're trying to make something. So this is my last banana, and I'll be done with this part of it. And all that's left for me to do now is to stir up my puddings, and I'm going to use all 5 boxes. And these are the smaller boxes. If you use the bigger boxes, you don't have to use as many. Like I said, it's according to what size dish or pan that you're going to put it in. You just want to make sure that you have enough to cover it. So now that is my bananas and my crackers already in my dish. So now I'm going to move this off to the side and go ahead and start mixing my pudding for it. Let me wash my hands. Cleanliness is always next to godliness. Anytime you're in the kitchen, make sure you wash your hands. Nobody likes a nasty cook. I know I don't. Okay, so now I'm going to be using my glass bowl. Move this out of the way because I'm done with that. And I'm going to start by opening my boxes of pudding. And I'm getting my, excuse me y'all for being in front of the camera. I want to rinse this off. Rinsing off my measuring spoon for my vanilla. Okay. All you do is you open them up, put them in your dish, one by one, so you get them all in there. And I'm using, today I got 3 of the cheesecake and 2 of the pistachio. And the cheesecake smells good. I've never used this one before, so this is going to be interesting to see how this tastes. It's pretty simple. You just go by the directions on your box. And like I said, I'm adding in some vanilla flavoring to mine. I'm not using the vanilla pudding, but I'm going to use some of the vanilla flavoring. The vanilla flavoring when you're baking makes anything taste so good. When you're baking or making like a pudding or anything, it makes it taste so good. And y'all, the pistachio one is green. I don't know if you can, probably can't see that, but it has a green texture to it, or green color, I'm sorry, to it. And I have 2 boxes of that. Now, the back of this tells you how to make it. So all you gotta do is read your ingredients. And it says it can be made in 5 minutes, and that you whisk in 2 cups of cold milk. Well, I got 5 boxes, so I'm just gonna whisk until I know that it's enough. I got a whole gallon of milk, so we're going to see how this goes. You can also make, there is a recipe on this box for a Watergate salad. I know some of you probably heard of that. And it says that you put 1 can of crushed, a 20-ounce can of crushed pineapple in juice, drained. And then 1 package of the 3.4 ounce, and I think that's, yep, that's this size, that's a small box. You put that in there, 1 package of that. And then 1.5 cups of jet puffed mini marshmallows, 1 cup of thawed Cool Whip topping, and 1 cup of Planters pecans. And then you combine it all and refrigerate for an hour before, you know, you eat it. That sounds good. I may do that one day. That sounds really good. I think I've had it before, but I didn't make it. So that'd be a good recipe for me to try also. Okay, so that's my last box of pudding. I'm going to grab my spatula. Rinse it off. I always rinse off everything, even though it's washed. I re-rinse it. Because remember what? Cleanliness is next to godliness. You need to remember that. Okay. So, I'm just going to start pouring some milk and mix it with my mixer until I know that it's enough, y'all. But then again, I may get my measuring cup so I can tell you exactly how many cups that I'm using. Just in case somebody wants to try this. So this is 1 teaspoon. Maybe about 1.5 teaspoons, because that's all of the vanilla. So I'm just going to go ahead and use it all. So that's about 1.5 teaspoons that I added to that. Let me grab my measuring cup. Because a lot of people like to know what the exact ingredients is. So in order for me to tell them, I'm going to have to measure it. So I'm rinsing my measuring cup off. And this is a 2-cup measuring cup. So I'm going to start off with 2 cups of milk, and then I'm going to gradually add more, because I'm sure it's going to take more than that. Okay, that's exactly 2 cups. So what I'm going to do, y'all, I'm going to slowly add this, and I'm going to go ahead and turn my mixer on low. Okay, so right off I can see that I'm definitely going to need some more. So I'm going to add 2 more cups. Because that is a lot of pudding. So you want to make sure that you pour enough in. y'all can see, it's still thick. So I'm going to go with 2 more. And what you want to do is just continue adding until you get the right consistency. You want it to be to the point where you can pour it over your bananas. So I'm going to add some more. Here we go. And you just pour a little at a time and take your spatula with the other hand and just continue to stir it slowly. You don't want to turn it up high because it will splatter on you, make a mess. Okay, y'all, so I'm getting there. So at 2 cups of milk per box, I had 5 boxes. So that would be 10 cups of milk. I don't think I'm going to use that much because it's pretty much getting there where I want it. I'm going to add 2 more, which will be 8 cups. And I'm going to see if I'll need that other 2 cups. But it's pretty much almost where I want it to be. And remember, when you're stirring it, y'all stir it from the bottom and make sure you get everything in there. Just stir it up real good from the bottom. And as you can see, I only had 2 cups of the pistachio pudding and 3 of the cheesecake, but it's still green, which is going to be good. The last time I made it, I used evaporated milk, the canned milk. You can use any kind of milk. It doesn't really matter. Just however you'd like to do it. It'll all still turn out the same. Okay, so let me get my other 2 cups of milk and then we'll go from there. Okay, pour some of it in there. I'm going to pour about half of it. Give it a good stir. And you got to start your mixer out on low, y'all, because if you don't, you're going to have a mess. And I don't like making messes. I try to keep it as clean and simple as I can when I'm in the kitchen. Sometimes it don't always work out that way, but I do at least try. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and y'all, that was just right. So I used 8 cups of milk. And it's just to the consistency that I want it to be. So, and I made sure I stirred it from the bottom with my mixer. So what I'm going to do is put my blenders in the sink and go ahead. I'm going to give it one more good stir. And then I'm going to be ready to pour it over the top of my bananas and garnish it with the rest of the cookies. Okay, so there's my pan. See how creamy that is, y'all? That's the consistency that you want it to be. So that all you have to do is just pour it over the top of your bananas and your cookies. So how easy can it be? Or can it get? How easy or can it get? That right there is just the right consistency. That's what I was looking for right there. So now, I'm going to go ahead. And what I'm going to do is just pour it right over the top of my cookies and my bananas. I may even have more than enough for this pan here. So let's see what I'm going to do. I want to make sure it get all down in between. So I'm going to grab myself a knife, a butter knife, and just mix the bananas a little bit to make sure that it's all down in between. You don't want it to just sit on the top. And y'all, I promise you, your family gonna love this. My family is so sweet, my honey, they'll eat anything sweet. And nothing lasts around here. I hear folks say, oh, I want to try it, I want to try it. If you ain't here when it's made, I can guarantee you probably won't get none. Especially cakes. I used to do a cake every weekend for the family, but since I've become a diabetic, I had to stop doing that, y'all, because I'm trying to live and not die and declare the works of the Lord. So I'm not trying to dig my grave with my teeth by eating things that I know I ain't got no business eating. Now, I taste things, but there is a difference between tasting and overdoing it. And I try my best not to overdo it. So now if you have more than you need for your pudding, you can put some in a dish, and they can eat it just like pudding. You can eat out of it just like pudding. Nothing goes to waste here in this household. I promise you. Okay, so I'm gonna pour some more. Rinse my hand, y'all. Get some of my fingers. Excuse me for reaching over the camera. So here we go. We're just gonna. This pudding gets thick pretty quickly, as you can see. It'll thicken up on you. But what you want to do, you can make it overnight, but I can't because it wouldn't have been here for dinner today. But you can make it overnight and put it in the fridge and let it gel overnight. Or you can make it an hour or two before time for dinner and sit it in the fridge and it'll be just as good. Either way, it's fine. But I know if I would have made this last night, y'all, wouldn't be enough for dinner. Just like I said, my family is sweet mouth, honey, and they're going to eat it. So with the little bit that I have left, I think that's more than enough right there to cover my pan here that I have. So I'm going to go ahead and garnish with my crackers, with my cookies. So with the little bit that I have left, I'm just going to put it into a bowl, and honey, they'll eat it. Nothing goes uneaten around here. Just like I said, these folks are sweet mouth. They love something sweet. And I do too, but I know how to not overdo it. So if you're a diabetic like me, there's no harm in tasting or eating anything that you want, but you have to know that there is a limit. Even my doctor have told me that. You can have just about anything you want, but you got to do it in moderation. So be kind to yourself and don't overdo it. Now, That's my full bag that I have. So what I'm going to do is start garnishing with the rest of this bag that have already opened. Just so. And like I said, y'all, you can make this recipe your own. You can use pineapples to make this pudding. And maybe I'll do a video on a pineapple pudding, but I'll use graham crackers. I'll use the graham crackers and pineapple pudding instead of this kind of pudding here. Get the crushed. You can get the crushed pineapples, or you can get the tidbits. Those are kind of smaller pieces of pineapple. And I tell you, you'll have a good dessert, quick and easy. Good, quick, and easy. That's my kind of desserts. I don't mind cooking, and I like to cook, but I don't want to be in the kitchen all day doing it, y'all. So, doing it this way, I can make a good, delicious dish for my family and not have to be in here all day or all evening trying to get it together. So, if you like this video and my little recipe, give it a try. And on your way out, give this video a thumbs up. I want you to share it with anyone that you would think that would be interested in seeing how I made this dish. And if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I'll be glad to have you. I'm a small channel, but I don't despise small beginnings, just like the Bible says. Small things can turn into something big and beautiful. You just take your time, pray and continue and ask God to help you. And after a while, you see your little channel growing. I'm small, but I see my channel growing. And I'd like to say thank you to all of my new subscribers that have subscribed to me so far. I thank y'all for tuning in. And make sure you hit that notification button next to the subscribe button so that you are aware each time that I upload a new video. I'm going to go ahead and finish this little dish right here up. Finish up the rest of my dinner. I'm having rice, butter beans, and crowder peas today mixed together, along with some pork chops that I think I'm going to put on my George Foreman grill, y'all. So, at the end of this video, I'm going to upload some pics of my entire dinner for today. I hope you enjoyed it. And again, I hope you tune in the next time I have a new video. And this is my dish. This is the finished product, y'all. I hope you can see it pretty good. My cheesecake pistachio banana pudding. And I thank you guys for tuning in. I love you, and y'all have a great day. Bye.